Hello, welcome to Blood Moon Oracle. We're taking a look at the sign of, and I don't know why I'm feeling Cancer. I intended to do Scorpio next, but Cancer keeps coming up and kind of budding in there. And so, hi Cancer, welcome to Blood Moon Oracle. Today, we're going to take a look at the energies for you around this Lionsgate portal. And so, let's take a look. Like, share, comment, Cancer. I hope you are well today. If you have not subscribed, hit the bell so you'll be notified, okay? Let's see what's coming up for Cancer during Lionsgate portal. If you have not had a chance, go ahead and go back over to part 1, where we discuss what Lionsgate portal is, how it offers, opportunities for us to expand, for us to grow, for us to ascend and move forward, for us to expand. It's a very expansive energy that we're in right now. And so we have the 9 of Cups for you right now. This may be a time where you are able to see how you have, Cancer, already expanded, how you've already prepared, like this certain lifestyle situation, like all of the accomplishments that you have been able to accumulate for yourself. This may be a time where you're just sitting back, just really able to appreciate and enjoy that right now. This seems like it's a moment where you are just like sitting in the abundance, right, of what you've created for yourself. That's beautiful. Let's see, what else for Cancer? Yeah, 4 of Swords. It does feel like a moment of taking a moment to stop, to rest, and to even take inventory of all that you've done, of all of the rewards. It almost feels like a reward type of energy that you're enjoying right now. The fruits of your labor, right? That's what it feels like to me. So this could be a time where you are kind of laid back, resting, enjoying, meditating, staying grounded, staying out of the way. All right, I do have the 5 of Swords coming out. There is something that you could be worried about, frustrated about right now. I do see a bit of conflict. It could be inner conflict that you're experiencing. It could also be a bit of agitation coming from outside of you. Let's see, what is this conflict that Cancer is focused on right now? What's bothering Cancer right now? Let's just take a look here. Whatever it is, it's something hidden. This could be something that you are able to see that others don't see. This could be something that you're trying to find answers to right now. Maybe you want to know, you want to see, and it's not visible at the moment. And the Page of Cups. So a little bit of frustration about, I feel like, what's possible for the future, how you can move forward and create maybe next level, maybe what's coming next. There's a little bit of frustration around the future in some type of way, or how to move forward in the future. So it doesn't necessarily feel like irritation. It could be more like just being conflicted about that. Something that either you are seeing clearly, others can't see it, or something that you are not able to see and you want answers. It does feel like internal conflict. But it'll be okay, Cancer. It's not anything big. You've already come to a place where you are very content, very satisfied with your situation. You came to that place already. You know what that is. You've experienced the height of enjoying life for yourself. And I feel like part of your struggle, whatever this 5 of Swords is, this feeling like you're needing to rise up to the occasion, is all about you moving forward. It's all about you making the decision, maybe even to see things differently. I don't know if there's someone that has been watching you or you've been watching someone. The Page of Swords comes out in the future. It's all about some type of clarity coming in, some type of information being brought to you. What's important about this Page of Swords for a Cancer? This information coming in, being brought to Cancer. What is this? Why is it important? This is something about the Wheel of Fortune, something about something that's fated or destined. Maybe even your position, and the necessity to allow yourself to move forward and leave something behind. Yeah. It almost feels like there's going to be the realization that there is a need to go ahead and move forward in the future. That this is possibly something that, is going to be aligned for your future. Okay. And we have the Six of Cups coming in for the support here. And the King of Wands. I feel like you have a very good source of memories that will play a part and be supportive as you move forward here. Even though you could be moving forward, making a decision to move away from something that is no longer aligned with your path, in the future here, it feels like finding out information that something is no longer aligned with where you're going, possibly having to leave them behind. But there's good memories here that's coming in to support you as you move forward. Even to support you right now. It feels like you could be reminiscing, looking back, just realizing how good life has been, right? That really is in connection with this motivation to keep going, to keep doing, to keep leading as well. Right now, you're trying to make a decision about something specific. What are you deciding during this Lionsgate portal? Very significant decision that may require you to look from a different angle. I think that's what that moon was about. There's possibly things that you need to see, things that maybe you can't see at this moment. But whatever it is, it feels like it is something that's fated or destined. And it could be whether or not to avail yourself for something or someone. There's a decision here that you are, trying to make. You're deliberating. Let's keep going. So it feels like during this Lionsgate portal for you, Cancer, it's a very pivotal moment. Very significant decisions that you're making, information coming in concerning how you're going to move forward. Lots being offered to you, even where you are right now. I feel like it's very abundant. You're not in lack. It's a very relaxing, comfortable situation. The discomfort is in making decisions on how to move forward. That seems like the crux of this moment, determining how you'll move forward. And there's something about those decisions, very heavy level decisions. There's a lot of information that you still don't know that will be coming in possibly during this Lionsgate portal that's going to enlighten you. possibly let you know where you are positioned, how you relate to the situation. And this may or may not be something that you desire or you've asked for. There's something about making really heavy level decisions right now. For some of you Cancers, it could be your desire, something that you have been desiring. For some of you, it could be something that you are fearing right now, having to make this decision. I don't know if it's that you're not knowing, you don't want to make the wrong decision. But there's something that will make sense. It's almost like with that Six of Cups, something from the past. As you look back, it's going to be clear and it's going to make sense. And whatever decision that you made is going to make sense. I don't feel like there is a wrong decision, but there's something connected to the past that's going to come in during this time. It's going to either remind you or it's going to enlighten you and give you clarity on how to move forward, or just clarity on your situation, the fact that you did make the right decision. And so there's lots of clarity coming in during this time for you. Let's get some astrology cards for Cancer. Give us more information for this Lionsgate portal for Cancer. Okay, quite a few fell out, and it's almost like just blah. I almost feel like this could be something that you are hesitant to deal with. It's something that you don't want to deal with. And so the moon comes out. It feels like you may find yourself, when it comes to certain situations that are kind of on the table right now, beckoning you to deal with them. It's almost like you're in a very defensive mode, not sure whether or not to accept. In your feelings possibly has something to do with this. This could be something that kind of triggers you for some reason during this Lionsgate portal, having to make this decision. That's why the Five of Swords shows up. It shows a little bit of inner conflict right now around it. Then we have the 12th house coming out, talking about the hidden tendencies, those things that are possibly buried deep in our subconscious. Just feeling very overwhelmed with certain events that may arise right now and pull at your attention, demand your attention, or test your faith, right? This is hidden subconscious energy. Maybe even energy that you're not really wanting to deal with because it's not clear with the moon here. I also have the, I also have the 4th house coming out. And this is talking about that Six of Cups energy and the Judgment, something from the past. Looking to the past, or something about finding assurance, finding comfort in the past, especially if it's things that gave you a sense of stability and that built your foundation, right? This is you being able to look back at how you were given that level of security. And it's tapping back into that energy that may help you get through this conflictual time. Do what makes you feel secure is where you're being led. Go back to foundational energies to support you during this time. Okay. I also have Aries that came out. You have a lot of cards that came out, Cancer. And Aries is bringing in energies to really rise to the challenge, right? Aries is very tenacious. Very tenacious. Nothing scares an Aries. They're always ready for a challenge. And this is you. You could have Aries in your chart. You could be operating in Aries energy, really tapping into your own sense of power and belief in yourself, understanding what it is that you desire, being really honest with yourself, and then being courageous to step up to the plate with whatever energy is required here. You could be dealing with an Aries, Cancer. If this isn't you in this energy, we're also tapping into the 6th house, talking about how you fulfill your work, right? How you serve, how you give of yourself. and being balanced in that area in the sixth house. This is all about your work that's coming up. So this may have something to do with, conflict between your work and your personal space, being able to balance that out for yourself. Really deciding what's good and what's too much, as it pertains to balance within yourself and the work that you do. It's examining that energy here that may have something to do with what you're dealing with during this Lionsgate portal. And then lastly, we have Taurus energy coming out, talking about dabbling or acknowledging on some level your belief systems are coming up here. And the fact that you are standing on those principles, that may be part of the conflict as well, is how can I stand on my principles and still, do my work in a way that's going to be effective and beneficial, right? Without losing my sense of values or my beliefs, what I, stand on. There may be a feeling like you are being called, or there's going to be some need to sacrifice something. That's something that you may be kind of trying to determine whether or not it's going to be worth it. And if it's not, how can you relay that most effectively? Okay, while standing on your values. Okay, there's something about your beliefs coming up here too in this energy during this time. So let's take a look and see what else comes out for Cancer during the Lionsgate portal. Lots of strong energies coming out for you. For Cancer during the Lionsgate portal. It says the Lady of the Gift, generosity, receiving, and withholding. Yeah, and so this is tapping into that energy of understanding what you come to bring, right? This is you, and you don't have to be a lady, right? But this is talking about someone who's come to give, to be a source of, and I'm going to use the word blessing, a source to be a gift to others. But even in that, it's understanding the balance between giving and overgiving, right? There's something about knowing when to withhold here. And this may be a situation where you may be feeling called, even though you come in the capacity to be this energy that turns out to be a gift to others. There's also balance there that's necessary. So there may be some conflictual energy of deciding something around whether or not you should give right now or pull back. Whether you should give or pull back. I think the Four of Cups did come out here, which talks about that energy as well. The last oracle card is baby. So for someone, a baby could be significant. Reconnecting with our innocence is what this could be talking about. Allowing yourself to tap back into your childlike energies. Or even a baby could signify something new, a new opportunity coming in. It could also symbolize needing to drop back down into your innocence, your vulnerability that's going to connect you with untapped potential that you have. There's something coming through here about dependence. When a baby is born, they're very dependent. I don't know if you're experiencing some new thing where you'll be a little bit dependent upon someone else. Maybe that's the issue and you're not sure whether or not you want to put yourself in that position. This could also talk about opportunities to start a new project or a relationship, right? Something new. That's what the baby signifies, something new. But it's one that will require a lot of attention because it is new, right? And so there's a big commitment that comes along with this. And you're right not to just jump in to whatever this is. This is a big commitment. And so I feel like you're at that moment of deliberating, trying to decide whether or not this is going to be something that's going to add value or something that's going to be beneficial for you. And so there's something about the Lionsgate portal that you are deliberating the future and making decisions on where to move next, right? Yeah. I do feel a bit of a leading, but I do feel like the decision, Spirit is saying the decision is definitely yours. And so you have some big decisions to make. And I feel the weight of those decisions bearing down on you during this Lionsgate portal. The energy is very, doesn't necessarily feel heavy. It just feels like the weight of the decision is upon you, right? And so there's some major decisions that you're dealing with here. Some may align with your, the nine of cups came out, and I see the star on the bottom, which you don't see. So this may align for some of you with some wish fulfillment that you've had. You're trying to determine whether or not you still want this, whether or not this is a time where you can actually give to this, right? That's just what I'm getting. Okay, so if it resonates, take it. If it does not, leave it. Don't try to make it resonate. It's for somebody. And so that's for you, Cancer. During the Lionsgate portal, I do feel like there's opportunities to enter into new experiences in life if you feel like you're ready. The choice is yours. You are in that energy right now, trying to decide which way to go if you're ready for this new level of commitment. Okay. That's it. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you feel led to do so. Take care, Cancer. I'll see you guys next time. All right. Bye. Scorpio, welcome. Welcome to Blood Moon Oracle, Scorpio. Today we're taking a look at the energies available to you during the Lionsgate portal. If you haven't had a chance, go over and look at the introduction. That's going to give you kind of a broad view of what this time and the alignment of the stars is actually opening up for us. And so welcome, Scorpio. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you feel led to do so. Blood Moon Oracle here. I keep forgetting to... And I didn't do it. Oh, I did do it for you. I didn't do it for Cancer. But Scorpio, this is for you. Let's take a look. I hope you're well. If you have not subscribed, feel free to do so. If you find yourself subscribing, make sure that you hit the bell, okay? So you'll be notified whenever we go live or if we post more content, okay? So we're going to jump right in. I know time is of the essence. So for Scorpio spirit, what information do we have? And as I was shuffling your cards, I kept hearing Bay, Bay, Bay. I don't know if somebody might be calling your name, Bay, until you answer, Bay, Bay. And then I heard, hold up, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Hey. That's what I heard for you. I don't know what that means. Maybe you do. Let's see here. For Scorpio, the energy for Scorpio spirit, please and thank you during this Lionsgate portal. So we have the King of Wands coming out for you, Scorpio. Very inspiring energy. This is leadership energy, leading the way with something. Definitely in your entrepreneurship energy. And so you could be just really at the top of your game right now. I love this for you. This could be the energy that this portal is opening up for you, just to really operate in excellence. Being a beautiful example, being able to guide and lead others. We have the Seven of Cups coming in. And I almost feel like this is a time to be choosy, right? To be choosy. Not every opportunity is going to be beneficial for you. So you could be in this energy, not accepting every offer that you're being given right now. Just being really choosy and careful with what you're choosing right now to give your attention to accept. But you're operating in a high frequency energy. Probably just getting a lot of things done and doing it well. Possibly even thinking about how to move forward, to keep moving forward, what to do next. The Knight of Swords brings in some level of clarity on how to move forward. And so you could be in this energy during the Lionsgate portal of just trying to figure out what you want to do next. All kinds of ideas and clarity could be coming in, downloads could be coming in, giving you all kinds of ideas on what to do, okay, if you've asked. People could be offering you suggestions, right? Or one person, a couple of persons in particular could be giving advice or suggestions, offering that to you. All right, during the Lionsgate portal for Scorpio, but whatever that is, I feel like the clarity is coming in. You'll definitely be moving forward and you'll have clarity about it. If this is a question that you've asked, these are things that are being offered to you right now. Chariot comes out. There was some moment in the past where you had this level up and you made the decision to just, go for the goal. You've been unstoppable ever since. It's almost like you're not waiting on nobody. You're just going to go and do what you need to do. You've taken on that responsibility. So we have the Nine of Swords. It's in reverse, which says that there's something that may have worried you in the past. It's no longer going to be a problem. You've solved it. You've moved past the worry of this, right? Whatever it is, you found the solution to it, or you will, if there is something, which kind of leads me back to that Knight of Swords, needing clarity on how to move forward or being given that clarity, asking for that clarity, whatever that is, you have it. It's coming in. It'll no longer be a problem. If this was something that kept you up at night, it won't anymore. It's not going to be a source of stress anymore. Something's going to be clarified and resolved here. If there's anything that has given you a difficult time or caused some level of stress, that is being alleviated as you move forward. I feel like it has a lot to do with you standing in your power. This Chariot is a combination of the Emperor and the Magician. It's like taking on the responsibility, taking what you have, your resources, because you have everything that you need, and putting that stuff to work, putting that stuff together, making it work, right? Really standing in your authority and your skills, your talents, putting that to work, making it do what it do. And that energy has brought in the resolution for you. So whatever worried you in the past will no longer worry you moving forward. The Queen of Cups, being very balanced within yourself, making sure that you're putting yourself first. That's going to be a major resource, a major supportive energy, is you making sure you keep yourself first and continuing to move away from anything that does not bring you peace or is not peaceful. Separate, move away from any drama, right? Those things will come as a support for you. For some of you, you are in this energy of the Lovers. I did hear Bay, right? This could be something around a situation where you're connected with someone else. I don't really get that energy. So, but it could be the fact that you have some concerns around love, whether or not to move forward, away, how you will handle things in the future. One of the major supports is the Queen of Cups, which says to take care of yourself, make that your priority. And whenever there is drama, allow yourself to just move away from it, because it doesn't serve the situation. This, for others, if it's not about love, is about high level decisions right now. During this Lionsgate portal, there's some major decisions that you are being asked to make or being faced with. It feels like you're in a very peaceful situation where you're able to take care of yourself and rest and heal, right? Very Queen of Cups energy here. So your environment supports this restful state that you could be in right now. That's very good for your mental health and your stability as you move forward in clarity. This could be a restful time for you, a time where you are able to take advantage of practices like meditation, rituals. You could be very much connected very much connected to those things right now. I don't know why that is hard to get out. For some of you, you may not be sure if you should be resting as much as you are, or should you be busy doing something. I do feel like Spirit has provided this moment of rest. The future is going to bring work. And so if you have been given a moment of serenity and quietness, Spirit is saying, take it, because you're going to need to build yourself up for what's coming in the future. You may be a little bit busier. And so if you have a quiet moment, take advantage of that to get rested up. Okay. We also have the Ace of Cups coming in. Some of you, this is about new love coming towards you. For some of you, this is about new passions, new projects that you're going to absolutely love. You've asked for this, by the way. You've been hoping for something that's going to spark up your life. Well, it's coming. It's coming. The Lionsgate portal may, in fact, bring in opportunities and open doors for you to step into something new. Yep, Page of Cups. You'll end up through this Lionsgate portal tapping into some energy, and it could come by way of someone coming telling you about some opportunity, or inviting you to something, or just speaking some things that you haven't even considered, right? Whatever this is that's going to be shared, these suggestions are going to open up your imagination for what's possible, give you a different way to look at things too. On the bottom, what we don't see is the 9 of Wands, the 10 of Swords, the Moon, the Temperance, and the 6 of Wands. Yeah, that 4 of Wands is important. There may be some challenges to come as you pivot towards this new energy. However, there is reward, right? Even though it may seem a little bit scary, because some of this may be things that you haven't experienced. I feel like Spirit would want you to really be patient with yourself and believe in yourself. Allow yourself to take risks and bet on yourself, right? That's what life is about. It'll be worth the challenge and the risk when it's all said and done. That's what I hear Spirit saying. So I feel like this Lionsgate portal may give you opportunities to experience some new things if you're open to it. Definitely bringing in resolutions, though. I find during this time, there's going to be some stress relieved. After the Lionsgate portal, you'll be a lot more relaxed and ready for the next season. You'll be releasing some stress factors and possibly moving away from drama. So your astrological cards that came out was Neptune, the first house, the 11th house, and Saturn. And so with Neptune, this is all about that King of Wands energy that you stepped out in, that you're in right now. There's almost like you are a source of inspiration right now. That is being highlighted for you during this Lionsgate portal. You're a huge inspiration to others in this Neptune energy. But along with that comes a level of having to give of yourself, which can turn out to be somewhat of a sacrifice, and you being asked to kind of yield your ways, right, to others. That's coming in kind of like as this Neptunian spirit. Some type of sacrifice comes along with being the leader or the inspiration to others. Sometimes this can bring in a little bit of confusion too, or a little bit of a stress, because people tend to idealize what they think we should be. So there's a little bit of a struggle there. But again, Spirit is saying your support lies with the Queen of Cups and the Six of Swords. You taking care of yourself first and foremost, considering yourself, staying balanced within yourself, especially emotionally, and then moving away from things that don't align with peace, right? Just because people think you should doesn't mean that you should, right? Just because that's their ideal of leadership or what an inspiration should look like, that doesn't mean that it aligns with who you are or what you've come to do or what you've agreed to do, right? But this energy is coming up because you're in the limelight right now. I feel like for some of you, and people are really possibly even placing you up on a pedestal. There's a struggle that happens there, right? And so that Neptune energy is coming out, bringing out that energy of this bit of a conflict that comes with being a leader. Okay. And I feel like it's all about you just really knowing how to hold your position. And that's kind of like that Chariot energy. This could be something that you've dealt with in the past, because sometimes with the Chariot energy, it's like, I'm moving forward. And while you're moving forward, people are throwing daggers at your back because you didn't do things the way that they thought you should do it. Nevertheless, I'm moving forward. Peace, right? See you when I see you. I got things to do, people to meet. I have places to be, right? And so it could be like a little bit of that energy. It's just what comes with the territory. You know, Spirit is telling you to understand that that energy comes with the line of work. I also see the first house is really honing in on who you are. This is like our identity. This is coming up for you. And taking a look at what that is. Are you still aligning with that? What does that look like for you? What are your desires? How do you want to show up to the world? Even making sure that you're looking at how your actions align with who you want to be, right? Taking action towards that. Not allowing it to just be an ideal, but acting on that, you know, aligning that with your actions. Sometimes that is also all about you taking on this responsibility on your own. And this may be how you're projecting and showing up and showing yourself to others in this way. This may be how people are perceiving you, as being very independent, and being very true to who you say you are. That's the first house. It's how you show up and show yourself to others. I also have the 11th house, which talks about being free, being liberated from, it's almost like being able to withhold your identity, but also being able to really effectively operate within your social setting, but maintaining your sense of individualization, right? The 11th house is all about you taking a look at who you're surrounded with and your ability to operate within that dynamic freely, right? There's something being emphasized here with your tribe, your community. So this reading could be dealing with your community, those who you're surrounded with in some type of way, and your connection with that, right? You actually doing something in connection with your tribe or your community. Yeah, this shows that you have a good connection with your relationships. You may be someone who has a heart, you know, that may be part of the work that you do. You give of yourself to others. That is that Queen of Cups energy. The Queen of Cups is very much rooted in her being. Part of that is extending, because she's very solid in who she is, that emanates and draws people to her. And so she gets to serve out of her sense of being as well. That's the 11th house. Yeah. And then lastly, we have Saturn, which brings maturity and discipline. Yeah. And so there's something about learning lessons around that. This is a really beautiful energy, because I do feel like this dynamic is all about you really operating within the dynamic of your personal, your personal being, how you're relating to others. This could actually tie into your work that you do for others. And because I get leadership energy with the King of Wands immediately. And I say king, I'm not talking about a man. You could be someone who is very masculine, like you take up with that chariot energy, you take up the responsibility of what you've been called to do. That's very masculine energy. You don't really wait around for other people to do. You could be a masculine, but you don't have to be. But you could just operate in very masculine energy. And so these astrological energies show you operating within that very effectively. And there may be an influence of these energies during the Lion Gate portal. These energies may be highlighted. These may be things that you're dealing with right now, and really balancing out what it is that you do, how you do it, who you do it with. These may be themes that are coming up right now that you're dealing with. Okay. And I see the Desert Prince coming out for one of your oracle cards. And this is talking about you not being weary in well-doing. Okay. This is all about the survival instinct. Dealing with what could be at sometimes interpreted as false promises, right? But there's something here about not having to feel like you're scratching and struggling, right? The survival is sticking out because you are abundant. Not only are you abundant, you are there's something about you being in a position to make things happen, to create from your abundance and not being weary. Like if there was promises that were made that you've been holding on to, trusting that, believing that, not allowing negativity to come in and steal those promises that you've been given, right? Maybe you are having a difficult time right now. It won't last forever. Okay. Spirit is reminding you of the promises that were made, and they are not false. They will come to pass. Okay. Just know that. And for someone, we go through cycles. You need to know that every day can't be Sunday, right? But we go through cycles, and those cycles are for different purposes. Some of them are for learning. Some of them are for maturing, right? Saturn did come out. Saturn is all about maturing through circumstance. Yeah. Sometimes having to work our way through, because there's lessons that we learn through experiences. Some lessons can only be learned if we're able to experience it. And so, yeah, but there's something here about understanding that it will come to pass. If it was promised, right? Keeping yourself encouraged in that way to receive the promise given. Okay. Even in difficult times, even more so. There's someone that's rising right now. We have Elevator, which talks about the energy of rising above. So if you are someone that could be experiencing difficulties right now, or just having some type of hardship, first of all, know that you're not alone, because we all have these experiences that teach us, right? It teaches us to, number one, be resilient and to not give up. It teaches us to mature and to stop looking at things from a very egoic perspective, which means from a personal perspective. When we talk about ego, we're talking about the self. And so it teaches us to look outside of ourselves and see the bigger picture, right? And so there's many reasons why we could be being challenged, but the overall outcome usually is that we've grown and we've risen to a higher level. We're able to see things differently. This is where the energy of ambition comes from. And so there's something about moving up, kind of like in an elevator. This could talk about our desire to elevate in our career status, or even in our awareness, or to just move up in the world. Someone is elevating, is rising above whatever circumstance that you have just endured or are enduring. It's all about you accepting the challenge and using that as a stepping stone through this challenge is how you are going to rise. So don't avoid it. Don't feel like anything strange is happening to you, right? All of this is purposeful, I hear Spirit saying. No matter what it is, whatever the current situation is, understand that it is purposeful. And I'm hearing Spirit say, not everything is an overnight success. Like sometimes it's step by step, lesson by lesson, right? It's a gradual process. Sometimes it does happen overnight, it just depends, but it doesn't always. So just because things seem like they're moving like slowly, or maybe they're not moving at all, right? Maybe this is a moment of the Four of Swords where Spirit is asking you to just rest and just be still for a moment. Or Spirit may be asking you, okay, this is not it. Let's move away from this dramatic situation, right? But whatever it is purposeful, and it's necessary for progressing you forward so that you can gain a broader perspective. For someone, you may be learning how to be more decisive about your own power, okay? Spirit is asking you to step back into that chariot energy again. For some of you, it could be about relationships. You taking responsibility for yourself in a relationship. More so, I think for the majority, it's more about making moves, your career, your leadership positions, and you learning in that aspect of how you're showing up and moving in the world. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you, Scorpio. This is your level up moment. The Lionsgate portal is bringing in elevation for you. You are being elevated. And for some of you, it is through what you've endured. That's okay. That's okay. This is your reward for enduring. So accept it and do what it do. Allow it to move you closer to yourself in trust and even in authenticity, okay? I feel like that's where your power lies. There's a lot that came out about that, about you looking at yourself and standing in that truth and operating within your realms of influence from that place of authenticity. That's for you. Congratulations on your elevation, Scorpio. All right, so I'll talk to you next time. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you feel led to do so and you haven't. If you do subscribe, hit the bell so you'll be notified when we go live, okay, in the future, or post new content. Thank you, Scorpio. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye. Virgo. Hi, Virgo. Welcome to Blood Moon Oracle. Virgo, we're taking a look today at the energies that are coming in for you around the Lionsgate portal. Okay, if you have not done so, I ask that you go back and look at the basic introduction to this reading that's going to give you the energy, the meaning of the Lionsgate portal, so that you can put this reading into context for yourself. And so go ahead and go back and take a look at that if you have not, then come back and watch the reading. And so welcome to Blood Moon Oracle. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you feel led to do so. Thank you for stopping by, Virgo. All right, let's see here for Virgo. Let's get started, Virgo. So for the Lionsgate portal, what do we have for Virgo? Please and thank you, Spirit, for Virgo. And before I started to reading, when I was shuffling the cards, I don't know why I got the taste of a orange, icy, very vibrant with flavor, cold. So for someone, you could be drinking an icy when you're watching this, or maybe you've had one. I don't know why that, and it was so vivid. I got that taste in my mouth, icy. So for Virgo, let's take a look here. And if that is you, then this reading could definitely resonate, okay? Virgo. All right, for you, Virgo, I have the 8 of Swords. This Lionsgate portal for you brings in opportunities of liberation, to free yourself from anything that may have or may be holding you back or making you feel like you're held back. The Eight of Swords is a card that says this is how you're feeling. That does not necessarily mean that that is the actual truth of the situation. This is how you're interpreting it because of how you're seeing things. This little tie around the bird is so loose. And the fact that it is a bird, at any time, this bird could just rise up and fly away. There's nothing holding the bird there. It's just the illusion of being held in place. So there could be some limiting beliefs that will be released for you during this time. There could be some challenges that will be resolved during this time for you. The Lionsgate portal is all about growth. It's all about using the energy to rise, to expand. I feel like during this time, you have an opportunity to outgrow any old beliefs that have held you back. It may give you an opportunity to rise above anything that tells you that you can't do something or that you're stuck in a situation when you're actually not. That couldn't be further from the truth. And it could be your own thoughts, right? The Five of Wands comes out, which talks about the energy of being scattered. Maybe there's a lot going on. Maybe you are trying to do so many different things that you're kind of like unable to really finish anything or accomplish anything because the energy is so scattered, right? Let's take a look here. Maybe things are being shaken up so that it can be rearranged and resettled in a more manageable way for you, Virgo. I do feel like this could bring in a very tumultuous energy. It may feel like a tumultuous time for you, the Lionsgate portal. Now, that shake-up energy can definitely be used to your advantage, right? Because if it's dealt with, then you end up in a more settled, more organized state when it's all said and done. It's actually showing you what needs your attention, okay? And this could be both your mental patterns, how you're seeing things right now, but it could also be what you're doing physically, practically in the world, okay? And it could be both. Let's keep going. But there's something that you're desiring right now. That's what you have your eye on. For some of you, you could be being guided and led to a place where you can receive this direction, this information. I feel like you're tapped into finding rest. For some of you, finding some type of relief from this pressure, this energy. You're just tired. You want to be led to a place where you can rest. Some of you may be thinking of a vacation. Maybe you've requested something specific that will give you relief from this. I feel like the star is talking about you asking for something or requesting something. That's what you're thinking about. I do see you very stable. You come from a very stable place. So I don't feel like you are like needing anything particularly. Your needs are met. There's something that's a bit more, it could be spiritual, a need spiritually. Practically, you look like you're okay. You come from a very balanced place, but this could be spiritual. It could be emotional, right? But there's something internal that's crying out for rest or for help in some type of way. Now, in the future, there's some disappointment. I do see with the Three of Swords coming out here. What is this? What's this disappointment for Virgo in the future? I have the Queen of Wands. Okay, so we have the Queen of Wands, the World, the Three of Pentacles, the Justice, and the Page of Cups. So there's going to be an ending here. Now, this could be an ending with a connection. It also could be an ending with some type of job that you are kind of like, you have like some type of leadership position in. There could be an ending that happens there that places you in a whole different path when it comes to work. this person that you may be ending a relationship could be someone that you work with in some capacity or have worked with. Whether this was your fault or not, maybe this was something that you feel like you were mistreated in this connection. I do feel like justice will be served. And so if there has been some imbalance in that connection or on this job, there's balance being served that's going to lead you to a path that's going to allow you more autonomy when it comes to choosing what your next relationship will look like, or what your next job or this next business venture or project will look like. And so we could say that this ending is kind of like going to be this disappointment leading to this ending may in fact be a blessing in disguise. Okay. Because otherwise you may have settled in that and never realized that this other opportunity was available. Okay. So whatever this is, it may come in feeling like it is a disappointment. Things may not seem to go the way that you wanted. Understand that that's leading you to something better. So, take the loss, but keep moving, keep your heart open, keep searching for what it is that you're looking for. The Chariot comes in as supportive energy, which means that this is about to put you in a position where you're about to level up. Like you're about to step into your authority. You're about to engage with what it is that you have to work with, and you're about to actually make very big moves. Okay. Whatever this disappointment is may in fact serve as like a, initiator to get you going, to engage a more powerful shift for you. Okay. So the Chariot comes out as a support. For some of you, there could be a Cancer that you're connected to that actually is lending a bit of support or encouraging you to step into your power. There's something about someone or something from the past that may come back around and lend support. This could be you just having with this King of Pentacles, you have a very solid foundation, a solid upbringing, right? That you can lean on. You may find yourself looking back into the past, realizing just, some of the things that helped you, that has been very encouraging and supportive. This feels like very nostalgic energy. So that it may be beneficial to look back to the past. There may be nuggets there waiting for you to remember and pick up and apply to your situation currently. Let's see what energy you'll be in for the Lionsgate portal. Now that we see some of the circumstances, courageous energy. I feel like you will be rising up to the challenge. And the Strength talks about you like taking the bull by the horns and what we doing. And it's almost like, what's happening, right? Let's do this, but not in an egotistical way. This is you standing and knowing your power, but doing it even gracefully. Like you don't have to announce how powerful you are or how you're about to just come in and do your thing, right? You just do it. You allow your work to speak for itself, right? And I do feel like the environment that you're in right now is one that allows you, maybe it feels or maybe things are very quiet. If not, Spirit is asking you to demonstrate a quiet demeanor, posture. If this is, in fact, I feel like I don't really get a lot of noise coming from outside. This feels like an internal situation that you're dealing with. Doesn't mean that it can't be. But if there is anything that will tempt you to fight back or to hit back, this is a time not to do that. This is a time to save your energy and to lay low, right? You don't have to respond to every fight, to every invitation to a fight. This is that kind of energy. Some things are just not worth your energy or your attention, right? There's going to be far greater things coming up here in the past that will need your energy. So this is a time for you to really take a moment to like heal. Even if there are things that you're healing from the past, this is a moment to pour back into yourself. That star energy says that you need some type of vacation, some type of getaway that's going to allow you to rest and relax and just enjoy the quiet and enjoy the moment, right? This is your environment possibly giving you that kind of energy. You may not have to go out of town or go away. You may, in fact, be able to do that right where you are. Okay. Take advantage of where you are because it feels peaceful. And we're talking about your outer environment. Okay. All right. And that work energy is coming out again. There's something around work, maybe you have a desire to really, for some of you, to be seen for the good work that you do or recognized, right? For some of you, it could be the opposite. You don't want to be seen. You just want to hold your head down and do your work and mind your business, right? But for whoever you are excellent at what you do. And however you do it, whatever you do it, I feel like the Three of Pentacles say that you stand out above the rest in some type of way. What you do, how you do it is like a tier above possibly your co-workers. And we have the Magician coming out in the outcome, which is your energy. This is Virgo energy. So whatever comes here, I feel like this is really pertaining to that Three of Swords. There's some disappointment that you will encounter in the future, but this is going to put you in a situation to create what it is that you want. Maybe this was good, right? Or else it wouldn't be disappointing. Whatever it is, it could be a relationship, but it could be more along the lines of job, work, business, right? But whatever this is actually is pushing you out of the nest to create your own circumstances, Virgo. This is going to put you in a position to take what you have and who you are and manifest what it is that you want. Okay. It puts you in the driver's seat of your own life, your own destiny. Okay. The Magician. Otherwise, you may have never done it. You may settle, you may have just settled right where you were. But Spirit says there's more. Okay. I'm going to put some astrological energies for you. For Virgo. And for some of you, I feel like there's something that you are meant to be doing. That's why the situation becomes uncomfortable. It's almost like there's something that you are meant to be doing. And these uncomfortable situations are uncomfortable so that you will recognize that. Yeah, this is here for the moment and it has been good. It has provided or helped you to receive what you need in this moment. But Spirit is saying there's more. And for some of you, there may be something that you even asked for. Maybe you forgot. Maybe you didn't because this is on your mind right now. But this is how you're moving towards that, right? Understand that you're moving towards what you've asked for. And so I have Scorpio coming out. Yeah, that's that energy of asking. It also is the energy of a wide variety of experiences. You could be someone who has experience the best of the best as well as the worst of the worst, right? In this situation. And there's something you've learned there. You've learned the energy of balance. You've learned a bit of control, how to manage in these situations, even how to manipulate, right? With the magician, all of this stuff that you're learning is going to be useful for where you're going. Nothing is lost, okay? And all of this is in line with what you've asked for. Some of what you've gone through has been kind of like purification processes as you grow and as you rise. Yeah. I also have the moon, which is all about trusting how you feel, trusting yourself. Even though you can't see clearly the path forward, this is you trusting yourself to move in the right direction. Do you ever get nudges, Virgo, and you don't know why you're feeling that way because it feels totally anti-clockwise to what it is that you're trying to do? But then you later find out, oh, that's why I was feeling that way, right? It becomes clearer later that that nudge that you had was actually leading you in the right direction. Though you couldn't see it, something was revealed in the future that lets you know that you were being nudged in the right direction. The moon brings that kind of energy to trust yourself. Yeah. Even to nurture yourself. I feel like this could be a time where you find you're going to go through some highly emotional moments. Embrace that. The moon is talking about that emotional energy, right? But also accepting that part of yourself. There's something growing in you being able to embrace your emotional side as well. Okay. We also have the 12th house. Some of you may be seeking to really understand those parts of you that you can't really see. Like it's delving into the unconscious. What's there? We usually can't see it unless we go looking for it. That 12th house is bringing that kind of energy. There could be things that are being revealed, right, from the subconscious that is coming up for you during this process. You wanting to understand more deeply about yourself. Yeah, this could be kind of the nature that some of you operate in. There's a whole nother side of you that is kept hidden. There's something about that coming up here in this reading. Hidden tendencies. And possibly even feeling overwhelmed. I don't know if there's some hidden part of you that will be revealed or come out. Overwhelmed being experienced because of it, or the fear of being revealed. There's something about that in the 12th house here. And something about philanthropy with the 12th house as well. There's something that may be being revealed to you about your own, tendencies, maybe that aren't necessarily apparent to you, right? There's this learning process that's happening here. Pluto comes out to reveal your heart. The 3 of Swords comes out in the future. There's some event that's going to really open up something that may not be open at the moment. This almost like this event, this circumstance is going to crack your heart open in places where it was not previously open, and possibly give you an opportunity to be vulnerable in ways that's going to help you to grow, Virgo. Because Pluto is talking about something being lifted up or reawakened or resurrected, right? And it's talking about the heart of a situation and feeling the need to do it. There's going to be an urgent desire, like you cannot not do it. You must do this. And so Pluto brings out kind of like a internal struggle. It's like, okay, it's okay. I'm okay with being open and vulnerable, but then no, I'm not. I'm going to get hurt. They're going to see me, right? Okay, I'm going to be open. I'm going to be vulnerable. No, I'm not, right? It's like this internal struggle that you could experience here during Lionsgate Portal. For some of you, the Pluto brings in obsessions. So be careful. Either this is you being obsessed with someone else or having something go your way, needing to release that energy, possibly to see that there may in fact be something much better. This could also be you dealing with other people being obsessed with you in some type of way. So be careful, Virgo. There's something about control that will come out during the Lionsgate portal. Lastly, we have Libra energy, being open to cooperate with how things are flowing. Okay. You will be forced with making decisions during this time, possibly. Libra is all about fairness, is all about seeing things done in a balanced, justified way. And so Spirit may be wanting you to really just aim at, even though you could deal with disappointment that may possibly be, initiated by someone, still Spirit wants you to operate in an energy of integrity, right? Because it ends well for you. So this may in fact be part of the plan. And so there's a level of not taking it personal so that you can operate in your highest level of integrity, trusting the process. Okay. I'm also going to grab a couple of oracle cards. What else for Virgo here? We have the Eagle King. Yeah, what I just said. Trust the big picture. That's what the Eagle King brings out. The eagle soars above, high above. And because the eagle soars above, the eagle has a greater span of view and is able to get a bigger picture of what's happening below. Spirit is asking you to zoom out from your personal experience here, whatever it may be, and try to see it from a greater perspective. Okay, Virgo? For some of you, you could be receiving a lot of assistance in the spirit realm. If you believe in angels, yes, angels are working on your behalf. If you believe in spirit guides or just directly being connected to your source, that energy is very present for you, Virgo. And if you've asked for help, it has been heard. Party comes out. And this is giving me the energy. If you look very closely, this is that energy of your help coming in. You are surrounded with help. Okay, understand that you are not in this alone. Even if you feel like you are surrounded by help. And I'm thinking, it's coming to mind, a great cloud of witnesses. For some of you, all you have to do is say the word, and the help comes in. The angelic forces come rushing in to help, to orchestrate, to arrange on your behalf. And so Spirit wants you to understand that this is working out for you. And instead of being disgruntled or disappointed, when this comes in, whatever this is, whatever happens, celebrate, because there is the understanding that it's going to work out for you. It's going to place you in a position of creating what you want for yourself. And so celebrate. Spirit wants you to celebrate. Okay? Because in the end, you win, Virgo. Okay? Whatever the situation is, it doesn't matter how it comes to pass. You win. Okay? And so this energy during the Lionsgate portal is really ushering you closer towards your desires. Is there a process? Yeah. Things must come to pass. Things must happen. But they're all taking you towards what it is that you've asked for. What we don't see on the bottom is the 5 of Pentacles, the 4 of Wands, the 7 of Swords, the 7 of Cups. Yeah. It may feel difficult right now, but it's leading you to what it is that you desire. Okay. All right. That's for you, Virgo. Lionsgate portal is a time of rest. Okay. It's a time of going inwardly, taking a look at like how you're responding. If you're experiencing difficulties, how are you responding to them? Right? It's a time of growth, of inner reflection. I do feel like this is going to be for many of you a personal experience where you're going to be able to look at how you're responding to things, right? It's really a personal experience. It's less about what's going on outside of you. It's less about what people are doing to you and more about how you're responding. It's really a growing moment. It's also a moment of you trusting and having faith that it will, in fact, work out, because it will. Okay. And so that's for you. Let me know if it resonates. Like, share, comment, subscribe. If you find yourself subscribing, hit the bell. Okay. And we will see you next time, Virgo. Bye. All right, Capricorn, welcome back. I had to take a little break there. You are up next for your reading during this Lionsgate portal. We're going to take a look and see what the energies are for you during this time, and see what you need to know, what would be helpful for you. And so like, share, comment, Cap. Thank you for stopping by. Subscribe if you haven't yet. And let's see. Please and thank you, Spirit. What is the energy for Capricorn during this Lionsgate portal? New energy being offered to you. The Ace of Wands brings in new opportunities, possibly even new information, new ideas, new ways of doing things. Spirit may be guiding you to new beginnings. Let's take a look. And it is supported by the Page of Wands. What is it that you want, Capricorn? That's what the Page of Wands is. It's, imagine having a blank board before you. You hold all the paintbrushes, all the colors that your heart desires. Make what you want. That's the Page of Wands. You being in the executive creator position of your life right now. What is it that you want? What are you asking for? Three of Cups is coming out. For some of you, you have people on your mind. You're concerned. You're thinking about those that you're closest to right now. There's something about thinking about your community, not necessarily community, because this is those that are close, like your ride or die. This is like your, I don't know why I'm hearing Sahab. If somebody listens to E40, your Sahabs, you're somebody's thinking about their friends, their close-knit friends, their ride or dies. Those that celebrate you when you have successes, and those that cry with you when you're going through. Okay. For some reason, you're thinking of those closest to you right now. Maybe you're concerned, or maybe they're just on your mind. It doesn't necessarily mean something is wrong. You are definitely have been in this position. This is the past energy, the Empress showing up, right? And so someone has been in a very, I almost feel like a creative energy. Someone's trying to create something. I'm seeing that in the past, trying to create or make something. The Empress can be many things. A very receiving, very docile, sitting back, just waiting to receive. But she creates without even trying. This could talk about conceiving. Some of the pictures will show her as being pregnant. And so there's something about the past, about you being an Empress energy, Capricorn. And as we move into the future, we have the Seven of Wands, which is asking you to protect something that you've worked for, a place that you've worked towards. You have created a space for yourself or built yourself up to a particular place. And now you stand possibly in a place that is very attractive for others. Maybe others see themselves where you are. And this could put you in a place of having to defend your position. And I'm sorry, give me 1 second. And so the Seven of Wands places you in that position of being in kind of like even a high ranking position, I'm hearing. And people may be working up to where you are. You may be in a very competitive, aggressive environment. This is future energy. Now, this could speak to you being placed in this position in the future, or this could speak to the environment of the position that you're already in, that people will be competing and vying, trying to get up to the place where you've already worked up to, right? But whatever it is, it's the need to protect and guard that for yourself, okay? There's some need to guard your position in the future. Be on guard, is what I hear Spirit saying. Five of Wands coming out. There's something about in this energy, you'll have lots of different outlets, is what I'm hearing. Lots of choices, lots of outlets to choose or to pour into, to pour from. The Five of Wands can sometimes be construed as multitasking, doing several things at once. And so the fact that you'll have all of these different outlets available is going to be of support in some kind of way for you. Maybe if one isn't quite aligned at the moment or working out, it's going to give you the option to choose a different one. There's like 5 different outlets that you'll have. That's going to be of a support for you, Capricorn. The Three of Wands as well, coming out as a support. The Three of Wands is all about you mastering a certain experience where you are and being ready to expand. And so you've mastered something where you are. You know it like the back of your hand. You have it under your belt, and now you are able to expand and to move forward and to grow forward. The fact that you have reached this position of being ready, this is also supportive. You're very solid where you are right now, which is opening up opportunities for you to expand forward. That's a plus for you, okay? Let me see, what energy are you in during the Lionsgate portal? What is your energy? And I feel like many of you are ready. Like you are probably bored where you are. You're like, okay, what's next? Because I already know what this is. I can do this with my eyes closed. You are someone who possibly needs a challenge, and that works for you because it keeps you moving forward. Yeah, the World comes out. You're ready for something new. You've graduated where you are. Four of Pentacles. You're bored where you are, Capricorn. You're bored. It no longer even challenges you, right? So you may be realizing this during Lionsgate Portal, that you are absolutely, positively, without a shadow of a doubt, moving forward. This is like do or die, right? If I stay here any longer, oh, Lord have mercy. Let's see. Let's go ahead and end it out here with our tarot. Then we'll grab some oracle cards. We have the Judgment. And so I do feel a bit of a hesitation, though. You know, sometimes you can realize that you are done, but it's like, it feels familiar. You're torn between the discomfort of moving to something new and the comfort of being what you know you can expect, being in a place that's familiar, that's predictable, right? But I feel like if you allow yourself to just go for it, to move forward into this new space that's being given to you, you won't regret it. You'll look back and you will thank your lucky stars that you made that decision. And if you don't like it, right, you could always go back. That's the beautiful thing about life. It's not set in stone. And neither are you, okay? You are allowed to, trust yourself with new processes and new experiences. Okay. I feel like this ends up being one where you will end up in a more grounded, stable place. For some of you, you're going to try a few things. You're going to dabble here, dabble there until you find what you're looking for. But it's really a learning process. The experience is what is going to give you the enjoyment. And you know you deserve this because you've worked really hard. It's just a matter of choosing and allowing yourself to move forward. Okay. I'm going to get some astrological energies for you during Lionsgate Portal for Capricorn. All right, got to drop at least one, right? Okay. So I have Aquarius, the second house, Venus comes out, the Empress did come out, and the Pisces energy. So looking at the Venus, we're going to start there. This is all about you entering in. So this is explaining that Venus that came out in the past. So I was like, okay, so what is that? Was that a pregnancy? Was that, but this is you stepping into your beauty, stepping into your feminine energy with power and enjoying it, right? Really sparking this bit of charm. There was some point in the past, I feel like, where you really began to cherish yourself and enjoy life, enjoy your feminine energy, where you connected with everything around you in life and you began to allow yourself, you gave yourself permission to feel pleasure, you know, and enjoy it. And I feel like that's coming up again. I feel like you'll be entering into this energy, possibly during Lionsgate Portal. So if you feel the nudge to like allow your feminine energy, Capricorn, to just really soar and feel good about being in your body and allowing yourself to even do some things that you don't really make time to do, like put on a little makeup, like whatever makes you feel good in your body, wear a sundress, you know, and allow it to flow in the air, allow the wind to flow under the sundress on your body, you know, just simple things like that. Allow yourself to go sit on a swing at the park and you know, flow through the air, allow the air to flow through your hair and to touch your face, like very sensual things is what I'm feeling with Venus here. Venus also is about abundance as well. And so you could be entering into a time during this Lionsgate Portal of your abundance in all things. Allow yourself to enter into that energy, Capricorn. Say yes to it. Okay. Because once you say yes, then you'll start to see the overflow of it in other parts of your life as well. I also have Pisces, which is a very spiritual experience. For some of you during this Lionsgate Portal, this is going to be psychic knowledge coming out. Trust it, right? The energies are going to be intensified, and a lot of the things that was hidden at one point will be revealed. The veil is thin during this time because the intensity of the energy, and along with that veil thinning, there's a lot of things that's going to come over from the other side and make its presence known. And that may come in to you. It may come to you through knowledge. You may find yourself knowing stuff and you're like, okay, where did that come from? And why did I know that? Right? You may get a call from someone that you just was thinking about. It's like, why did I know you were going to call me? Because you could feel it in the energy. And so this is going to be your psychic experiences being heightened. Things that you were indecisive about, you're just going to know the right answer. Okay. It's just going to come to you in this time as well. And you'll realize what you need to do. You could be having very vivid dreams right now. This could also be a time that gets a little bit overwhelming. Pisces is very emotional. You could be dealing with a Pisces as well that that's on your mind, or maybe you're on their mind. They're thinking of you. And that's why they're coming up in your mind often, because they're thinking of you. I also have the second house coming out here. This is that temperance energy. You've waited. You've been patient for this. You've deliberated on this. You haven't moved very quickly, but you've like really been patient. And because of that, the second house taps you into that energy of finally being able to deal with what it is that you want, what you desire, waiting patiently for what you need to come towards you. That's also Empress energy too. Understanding that you are worthy of it. This is all about you recognizing your values and the significance and the value of what you have, even your resources, what you bring to the table, right? The second house is like that kind of energy. So you may be kind of examining that. Those may be energies that you're dealing with during this time. Lastly, we have Aquarius. You could be dealing with an Aquarius or operating in this energy. This is all about what you visualized. That Page of Wands for this new beginning is all about visualizing and then creating what that is. This could be creating something new or doing something really different than what has been done, very unconventional. So this energy may be being introduced to you. So don't reject ideas that come to you during this time, Capricorn, just because they're different or just because it wasn't the original plan. It may, in fact, give you more satisfaction than you anticipated, right? This may be introducing you into new ways and opportunities to open up your mind to new things, okay? For someone, I feel like I'm dealing with like a genius energy. You could be someone very smart that's always like tapping into new ways or new methods. You're always on the brink of something new. And that's why you sit in this energy of the Five of Wands and the Three of Wands as your support, because you're always having to have different things to tap in, like you're just multi-faceted like that, Capricorn. You need a challenge, right? And so, yeah, I'm getting that energy too. You could be someone who has a very interesting taste, very eccentric, like you dibble and dabble in different cultural arts. I'm getting someone who's very eclectic. You could be someone who looks like you're from different cultures. They don't know if you're Black or if you're Mexican or if you're Hispanic or Asian. They can't tell. All right. I don't know why I pulled out all these cards. So I have the Queen of the Light. I'm going to take this one because this was the first one. I was only supposed to bring out one. And so you could be a person, male or female, that actually is very, I feel like you're very significant. This gives Empress energy, like wherever you go, you bring this value, this sense of value with you, and you cause things to be changed. That could be through you shining your light, illuminating truth, love. That could be through causing change, right? Causing people to think of things differently, or causing people to recognize some form of truth, right? But there's something that you bring to every environment that you step in. And celebration, right? I get that energy too. There could be some celebration that's on your mind now that I'm looking back at this Three of Cups. There's some party or celebration that you're thinking about or anticipating. Maybe you're thinking of planning or you've been invited to something that's on your mind. And you're like the life of the party, Capricorn. People look forward to you being there. Okay. There's a child coming out in your reading. Child is coming out. In this picture, there's almost like a spiritual figure that is reaching out to touch the child's hand. And so I don't know if someone has a child on the other side that, that wants to play. That's what I'm getting. That wants to communicate with you. Or this could be someone, a parent, right? You are the child that they're reaching out to. They still see you as their child. You could be grown, but they're still seeing you in a childlike way. There's some element of magic here. And I feel like this is like this Pisces energy of being able to tap into the spiritual experience. For some, this could be dreaming of some form of new life or tapping into your innocence. There's some new experience that's being offered here. But with that new experience, obviously, there are feelings of, being able to traverse this new land, this new experience. There's a need to step into this childlike energy of faith, of innocence, to be able to connect to everything. This may be messaging coming through your subconscious, telling you to allow yourself to be open so you can integrate this high level of joy that you're going to experience and not feel some type of way about it, right? Don't we do that? Sometimes we talk ourselves out of what we are worthy of experiencing, especially as women, for some reason. And this Empress, I feel like, is inviting you to a very beautiful, high vibing experience within yourself, right? That you're supposed to experience in your life. That's going to lead you to this level of unbridled joy, fun, and creativity that's unlimited. Even as an adult, right? We can still feel that way. We can sink back into our childhood's experience and allow ourselves to live vicariously through our inner child. That's what this feels like. This also is allowing yourself to be cared for or pampered or even babied. And so there's some need to allow yourself to sink into this very childlike energy so that you can experience what spirit is trying to bring your way. And this might be just through accepting this new experience that you're being guided to right now, Capricorn. The Ace of Wands, there's a new experience that you have been patiently waiting for. It's owed to you for all of the work that you've done, okay? You deserve this. Yes, you do. And so be open to it, okay? To anything being offered to give you a way to experience something new. Because you never know what that will end up being. It may just be the very open door to a whole new world of joy and creativity for you, right? And so that's for you. That's what's coming in for the Lionsgate portal. Some new beginning Spirit is offering you. It's time. It's time to start dibbling and dabbling in your joy, okay? Thank you, Capricorn. Blood Moon Oracle here. Like, share, comments, subscribe if you feel led, and let me know how it resonated. If you find yourself subscribing, go ahead and hit the bell so you'll be notified when we post again, okay? Bye, Capricorn. Take care of yourself. All right, Taurus. Hi, welcome to Blood Moon Oracle. Today we're going to take a look at the energies that are available for you, specifically Taurus, in the Lionsgate portal. If you have not had a chance, go ahead and go back and take a look at the introduction. It's going to give you just a brief description of what the Lionsgate portal is, some more information around what you might find useful. And so go ahead and go back and take a look and then come back and watch your video so that you can have kind of like a framework on how to, apply the information to the Lionsgate portal. So like, share, comment, Taurus. Welcome. Subscribe if you have not. Let me know if it resonates. If you find yourself subscribing, hit the bell to be notified whenever new content is posted, okay? For Taurus, let's take a look. What's happening for Taurus? All right. So the Hierophant comes out for you, Taurus. During this Lionsgate portal, this could be a time, I don't know if it is. So you could be being offered some type of guidance. You could be the one that's offering guidance, this leader. You could be seeking some type of coaching or information from someone that is well trusted. You could be seeking some level of healing. Something that will bring value to you, okay? during the Lionsgate portal, for some of you, you are operating in this energy. People will be coming to you to receive some level of guidance or some type of counsel. For some of you, I do feel like this is you seeking the clarity, because the Knight of Swords comes out. So there's some clarity that you're seeking right now. There's questions that you have, you're seeking the answers to before you move forward. With Taurus. So you may be going to a mentor or someone within your religious community, spiritual community, a teacher, right? This could be someone who has some form of leadership that you are going to, or that could be coming to you to offer some advice or to give some direction. So there was some event or something that happened in the past that moved you out of a stressful situation. There was something that had you feeling a little bit discouraged, going from that energy to the complete opposite, sending you into the energy of understanding who you are, what you're worth, being able to receive, and that shot you forward very quickly. You recognizing who you are. So there was some type of clarifying moment that you had in the past. And once you realized who you were, that shot you forward. You ascended very quickly. In the future, there's going to be a new beginning that you have that you're going to choose. You're going to choose to completely go in a whole different direction. Yeah. And though this may have its ins and outs, its ups and downs, this is going to be very exciting. It's going to be adventurous because it's different. This is going to be one where you allow yourself to experience, right? So it's not so much about the challenges as much as it is about the opportunity to choose a new path, okay? You may find yourself kind of floundering at first, but let's see. Yeah, this is going to be a beautiful experience that's going to help you to grow. This also will be an experience to help you get the experience that you need, get practical lessons that's going to help you to become more efficient and more solid. I feel like whatever this is going to help you to move forward and to solidify what you already know and be open to learn new things as well. So there's some new beginning that you're going to choose. And the fact that you are a hard worker is working for you, Taurus. And very innovative. I'm talking to someone who is very skilled at what they do. There's something that you already have learned that you've mastered, like you know it like the back of your hand. And whatever that is going to assist you as you move in this new direction. And I feel like it's more about not what you know, but it's the fact that you have gone through this process of being, oh, let me turn on your ticker, of being in this learning, allowing yourself to be in this learning energy, and then moving through that process to mastery. That's where the value really is. It's not really what you know, but it's your ability to go through the process of learning something to mastery. If you have that process, I hear Spirit saying that there's nothing that you can't do, because everything that we learn is really that process, right? And so there's something about you having skills, learning skills, a very teachable attitude, disposition that is it's working for you. It's supportive. Mastery. And so there's something about you getting some advice on where you're moving in the future, how you're moving forward. Someone's giving you advice during this time. There was some event that led you into your sense of who you are. And once you knew that, then everything took off, right? There's clarity that came in around that. You're looking for other kinds of clarity. You're about to move forward, do a 180, possibly leave something behind that you've mastered to learn something new, right? This may be opportunities that the Lionsgate is bringing in. I do see you in a very stable energy, Taurus. King of Pentacles says that you don't need for anything. You're very grounded, not really jumping from thing to thing. You're very stable, grounded. You make very solid decisions. That may be why you're going to such high energy for your advice. This feels like someone very grounded. If it's not you, you have the Queen of Pentacles coming out here. I feel like you have someone around you. This could be a partner that's very supportive, that adds to your energy. Very grounded, very stable, balanced energy. Your environment is very nurturing. And so, yeah, you're in a beautiful place, Taurus, right now during the Lionsgate portal. And so the Six of Swords does come out. And I feel like this could be you considering, or maybe not necessarily being eager to move or move away from something or someone. There's some major decision that you're making. It could be around having to consider to move. This could go both ways, right? This could be something that you desire. It could be something that is not really desirable, but I feel like a move is part of this situation. Of course it is, with the Fool. This could be moving to a different job. This could be moving to a different location. This could be moving away from something or someone specific. Let's see. And so this is energy coming in from the Lionsgate portal. Having the opportunity. And so now's the time to pull back, right? In expectation of this change coming in. I feel like it's going to cause you to kind of extract your resources, your time, your energy, so that you can focus it in the right place. Maybe cut short some expenses. Maybe this is a good time to do that. I don't feel like it is as restricting as you may see it as. It's the Eight of Swords is on the bottom. This is what you don't see, is that it's not as restricting or as hard as you're thinking it is. This new opportunity coming in, this change, the Empress, you being in receiving energy, making the difficult decision to something that's going to be actually quite fulfilling. You could be someone who loves change. But let's take a look here. Let's get some astrological energies. Also, you could be someone that's not quick to change, though. You kind of chew on it for a while and you deliberate to see if the change is necessary. You love change, but you're not sporadic, right? I get that feel. And I get that too. So I have Venus out here. Very creative, charming energy, very aesthetics driven, very beautiful. So this could be a time where Spirit wants you to really just enjoy life, enjoy your surroundings, allow yourself to enter into the the feeling of things, to enjoy the practical part of your experience, the very sensual things that are available for you right now. Spirit may be giving you opportunities to enter into, spaces like that for yourself, where you can enjoy and really just cherish life from that perspective. The 11th house comes in bringing that liberation, that freedom to connect with others, right? For you, Taurus. So maybe you will be getting invitations. Maybe you will be just showing up and going out to be a part of the community during this time. Yeah, this may be something that you've been desiring to do. I also see the sun, which brings in this high level of enjoyment right now during this time. There's something about gaining a lot more respect. People will be looking at you in a higher perspective right now. I don't know if there's things that people will find out that will actually make you look really good, that will place you in the spotlight with sun here. There's something that's going to be revealed or uncovered or shown. The light will be shined on something that's going to give you a bit of accolades. But it's also going to place you in a position of some type of leader as well. So there's a responsibility that comes with being seen this way. And then I have Mars, which brings in a lot of energy. So this Lionsgate portal is going to spark up some energy that, is going to initiate this radical movement. You may find yourself being pushed. You may find yourself being pushed to do things during this time. A strong sense of urgency to move and to do. You may find energy that you didn't really know you had coming up. There's a strong urgency to take action. So this change that is somewhere in this process here, I feel like you are kind of getting some form of advice about it, whether or not to move forward with this change, whether to wait. There's some compelling urgency that you feel, right? And so I do feel like you're ready. The 8 of Pentacles and the Magician says that you're ready. Okay. And so that comes in as your support. In the future, this change shows up with the Fool. That's the change. You taking a whole different direction, a new path. So this may be what the Lionsgate portal is bringing in for you. This whole new direction that you've been contemplating and possibly even hearing, right? We have the Spirit Whisperer, divine guidance, higher knowledge. Some way, somehow, you may be getting messages that this change is now needed, okay? For some of you, you may have a direct connection with Spirit. You may get downloads and synchronicities, maybe getting guidance straight from Spirit, right, about this change. Or there's some just knowing that you have that it's time, right? That's what you're going to feel during Lionsgate portal. And then your last oracle is Alien. This places you in a very different position, Taurus. This is almost like you recognizing that you're different. For some of you, you may even feel like you're not even from Earth, like you're from somewhere else. And that you are different and it's beautiful, right? This may, in fact, have brought in a lot of challenges that empowered you to really stand in your authenticity. When we become aware of our uniqueness, like as I look in the past, we see the Wheel of Fortune, which talks about destiny. Certain events that led to other things. And it was clarified by the Empress, right? Which is kind of like coming into yourself. The Empress followed by the 8 of Wands. Once you accepted who you were, Taurus, then there was nothing that could really tell you anything different. There was like this complete acceptance of your uniqueness, your difference that compelled you forward into your power, into your destiny. And because of that, it has really created this otherly identity, like this uniqueness about you. And it's beautiful. And I feel like you're not afraid to show that. You're no longer afraid that, you'll be rejected, or you're no longer afraid of being alienated or cast out. I do feel like you are someone who is divinely connected with spirit, whisperer, and alien. You may have just a special kind of connection that empowers you. There's a lot of just energy here, especially when I look at the support. We have the Eight of Pentacles and the Magician. That's a lot of power, directed power. It's not just power. The Eight of Pentacles is directed. The Magician is power, right? And so there's just a lot here. Then we have Mars that brings this confrontational action, this drive to confront and achieve. It's almost like a very forceful energy. This may be intensifying during this time. You may, in fact, be tapping into this very innate energy that you carry. And, the sun bringing you, exposing some aspect of you that's going to gain respect from others. There's some realization that people are seeing about you during this Lionsgate portal. I don't know if there's something that you'll be doing differently, but there's something that's going to draw attention towards you, especially with Venus. Venus is very attractive energy. So Taurus, you may find yourself just drawing in a lot of stuff that you didn't necessarily stand for. But I see you just really being in this very liberated, autonomous energy, moving towards your future. And so this energy is definitely expanded during the Lionsgate portal. Yeah. You carry this very specific energy about you that's unrepeatable. And it's almost like there's something about you that's different. It's like a phenomenon. That's how people are going to see you, kind of like a phenomenon. There's something that you're going to do or achieve or accomplish that's going to bring in a lot of respect and notoriety. Even if you haven't gotten it in the past, there's something that you're going to do or achieve that's going to win over people and bring them towards you, right? And so, yeah, I think there's some change that you are focused on right now and trying to find out how you want to do it. And you're seeking guidance about that. Eventually, I do feel like you'll be led to understand that you are the divine guider. You carry the wisdom and the knowledge needed. You are the leader, Taurus. I feel like is what this is saying. Not that it's not okay to get guidance. Yeah, get guidance, but then make that secondary to your own. Because for whoever you are, you have a direct connection with Spirit. Spirit is talking to you directly. Any guidance outside of that is just confirmation. And this alien oracle card asks you to accept who you are, accept your position, accept what you've come to bring. Maybe an example that you're setting. But something very interesting is happening for you during the Lionsgate portal. And it's going to place you in a very interesting position to lead people because they're going to be in awe in some type of way, shape, or fashion. There's something that you're doing or bringing to the table. It could be just existing in your authenticity, but the light is going to be shining on you for the Lionsgate portal. Okay. So that's what I have for you. Thank you so much for stopping by. And you are my last reading. And so like, share, comment, subscribe if you feel led. Blood Moon Oracle here. And we will see you next time. That's what we have for the Lionsgate portal. That wraps up our readings for this segment. And I'll go ahead and ask that you let me know if it resonates. Okay. It's always encouraging when someone's tapping in and letting me know that, hey, That's me. That's my story. Thank you for sharing that. And so I'm eager to hear if it resonates, okay? And what the result is from the Lionsgate portal. What does that look like for you specifically? I'd love to hear it. So, yeah, until next time, I will talk to you all later. Thank you, Taurus, for stopping by. I appreciate you. Bye.